Y'all, what is going on YouTube? I hope y'all are doing well. Hope y'all are feeling blessed, feeling amazing. Now, I want to jump right into this topic, which is playing the victim, y'all. Have you ever played the victim in your life? Have you ever pointed the finger at someone else in your life for decisions, for actions that you are now reaping the consequences for? If you have, go ahead and stay tuned, watch this video, because after this, my hope is to change your mind and change your outlook, change your perspective on the victim mentality, y'all. I'm playing the victim, right? So at least many times in my life, I can look back and I can see times in my life where I've played the victim, right? Where I've had situations in my life arise. I've had situations in my life that maybe I didn't want to take responsibility for. And at the time, I didn't know I was doing it, right? I didn't know I was doing it until I got out of it. And I didn't want to take responsibility for certain actions, for certain things that I was reaping, right? So I maybe sowed a certain destructive habit. I maybe sowed a certain decision, and in turn I was reaping it. And the victim mentality was telling me, hey, it's not your fault. It's your parents' fault, right? It's your family's fault. Look at where you grew up. Look at the neighborhood. Look at where you're from. Look at your situation. Look at where you're at. Your parents never gave you the career opportunities. Your parents never told you about this. Your parents never raised you and taught you about this. So it's their fault. I've gone deep into that where it's just a lack of me wanting to take responsibility. What I want to encourage you to do right now is to look at situations in your life right now that maybe you've been pointing the finger, right? Maybe you've been pointing the finger at your parents, your friends, your family, loved ones, coworkers, your boss, maybe even your boss, right? You're like, yo, I'm not getting this raise. I'm not getting paid. They're not giving me the money that I deserve. It's all their fault that I'm stuck at this dead end job, right? And I want you to look at your life and ask yourself, whose fault is it really, right? Are you putting in that work that you say you're putting in? Are you making those sacrifices that you say that you convince yourself that you're making? Are you going 100% on what you've committed to, or are you just doing that halfway? Y'all, I want to encourage you guys to always remember that when you give halfway effort, you're gonna get halfway results, y'all. Okay, if you're giving 25% effort, you're gonna get 25% results, right? And if you're giving 100% effort, you're gonna get 100% results. And it's just how it goes, right? We can maybe outsmart our fellow human beings. We can maybe outsmart, the world and try to convince the world that we're doing better than we really are. But God sees, right? God sees everything. God sees what your friends don't see, what your family doesn't see, right? There are certain things in place that we can't run from, certain laws in this world that we can't run from, we can't hide from it, right? You reap what you sow, and that's what you're gonna sow no matter what. No matter who you've convinced otherwise, if there's tares in that harvest, you're gonna reap it no matter what, right? So I want to encourage you guys that if you've been pointing the finger at somebody else and you've been looking at somebody else and blaming that somebody else for your position, for your situation right now where you're at in life, I challenge you guys to rethink that, because at the end of the day, nobody in this world, nobody can keep us where we're at. Nobody can convince us in our minds of who we are. Only we can. Only we have the power to do that, right? The devil can attack you, your family, your friends, the whatever demons are in them, they can attack you, right? But at the end of the day, you have the choice to let it affect you. You have the choice to say, you know what? I'm gonna let this enter into me, and I'm gonna let it dictate the rest of my life, right? I'm gonna let what my friends, what my family have told me my whole life, and I'm gonna let that dictate my future. Only you have that choice. Nobody can force it upon you. So, the victim mentality, we're leaving that behind. If there's any victim mentality left inside of you, if you've been blaming, pointing the finger, y'all, the sooner that you point that finger back at yourself, the sooner that you say, you know what, I'm gonna look in the mirror, I'm gonna see myself, I'm gonna look at the decisions that I've made the decisions that I've made over my lifetime that have led me here, and I'm going to take full responsibility, that's the moment you could start moving forward. That's the moment that you could start growing. Because as long as you're pointing the finger at everyone else around you but yourself, you're going to stay in the same place. But the moment you can look in the mirror and look at yourself and say, you know what, I'm taking responsibility, time to strap up my boots and keep going, you're going to start moving forward, y'all. Y'all, I hope you guys found this message helpful, encouraging, and y'all, I hope you guys just take heed to it. If you're in this situation right now, y'all, there's only one way about it, right? Just take responsibility, keep moving forward. No more pointing the finger. That's done with. That's the old, immature you. Now you're starting fresh, starting new. Let's go, y'all. Hope you guys have a blessed day. Hope you guys have a blessed night, whatever time you're watching this, y'all. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.